Wealth in Vancouver isn't just money, it's families shaping culture, buildings, jobs, and daily life. Today we're peeling back the curtain on the dynasties that defined the city's skyline and economy. Chan family. And here's where it gets even more interesting. The Chan family isn't just rich, they've woven themselves into the heart of Vancouver. It all started with Chan Shun, a man from Hong Kong who built a textile and garment empire before even thinking about Canada. In 1987, looking for stability and fresh opportunities, he and his sons, Tom and Caleb, made the bold move to Vancouver. They brought their business smarts and founded Beard International Holdings, diving into real estate and even golf courses. But here's the thing, while most billionaires chase flashy deals, the Chans left their mark through culture. Their donation to UBC created the Chan Center for Performing Arts, instantly turning it into one of North America's most stunning concert halls. Then came the $40 million gift to relocate the Vancouver Art Gallery, now named the Chan Center for Visual Arts, a record-breaking move that cemented their legacy. Today, Tom and Caleb Chan carry the torch, keeping the family low profile but deeply invested in the arts and community. It's not just wealth, it's the influence you can feel when you walk through the city. Brant Louie/Louie family. And here's where it gets really familiar. If you've ever grabbed groceries, picked up a camera, or shopped at London Drugs, you've been part of the Louie family empire. It all started with Hock Yat Louie, who immigrated to Vancouver from rural China in the late 19th century. His son, Tong Louie, took that small wholesale business and transformed it into a retail powerhouse. London Drugs, bought in 1976, became more than a pharmacy. It was a one-stop shop for cameras, computers, and appliances, embedding the family into daily life across British Columbia. The IGA grocery chain further cemented its influence, making the Louie name part of millions of routines every week. Today, Brant Louie leads the charge, expanding the empire while also serving as a pillar in the community. As Simon Fraser University's longtime chancellor, his impact goes beyond business. What's remarkable is how the Louies built a multi-generational dynasty quietly yet steadily, turning retail fundamentals into a family legacy that Vancouverites rely on every single day. Beedie family. Here's a family that literally built the backbone of Vancouver's economy. Keith Bay started small in 1954, constructing single-family homes, but his vision went far beyond. Over decades, he shifted into industrial development, anticipating the region's explosive growth. Today, under Ryan Bay, the family owns over 35 million square feet of industrial space across British Columbia, Alberta, Ontario, and even parts of the US. They don't just build warehouses, they enable the city's entire economy. Chances are the package you received or the film production truck you've seen came from Bay-owned property. But it's not just business, they give back in a big way. The family's $22 million donation to Simon Fraser University renamed its business faculty the Beedie School of Business, and their Beedie Luminaries Scholarship Program supports promising students with tens of millions in funding. Through decades of building and giving, the Bays have become an unseen yet foundational force in Vancouver, quietly shaping the spaces where the city works and grows. Gaglardi family. And now, a dynasty that turned hospitality into a multi-billion-dollar playground. Bob Gaglardi started with a single Sandman Inn in northern BC back in the 1960s, armed with just a $5,000 loan. From there, Northland Properties grew into an empire of hotels, restaurants, and resorts, including Sandman, Sutton Place, Moxie's Chop Steakhouse, and Shark Club. But the family didn't stop at hotels. They went big in sports. After a high-profile attempt at the Vancouver Canucks, Bob's son Tom bought the Dallas Stars NHL team in 2011 for $240 million, a gamble that has more than doubled in value. Their strategy? Vertical integration, pairing hotels with restaurants, and diversification to weather any business storm. Philanthropy is part of the mix too. Major contributions to Thompson Rivers University and Vancouver General Hospital show the family invests in communities, not just profits. From hotels to hockey arenas, the Gaglardi story is about resilience, ambition, and embedding themselves into both Vancouver's and North America's daily life. Aquilini family. And here's a family whose influence you see every time you cheer for the Vancouver Canucks. Luigi Aquilini arrived in Canada from Italy in the 1950s with nothing but construction work and a vision. He started building houses one by one, then apartment buildings, always thinking long term. That patience paid off. Fast forward decades, and the Aquilini empire sprawls across sports, real estate, and even agriculture. They own the Vancouver Canucks and Rogers Arena, prime pieces of BC culture. Their real estate developments reshape entire communities, like condo towers in North Vancouver and Quashan Village in Burnaby, often partnering with local indigenous groups. And their Golden Eagle group makes them one of the top cranberry and blueberry growers in the province. It's a wild, vertically integrated network. Sports fans, shoppers, and residents interact with the Aquilini empire daily, often without realizing it. Luigi's sons, Francesco, Roberto, and Paolo, carry forward the legacy, proving that a 60-year vision rooted in hard work, patience, and community can create a dynasty that truly defines Vancouver life. Hassan Khosrowshahi. Here's a story of total reinvention. Hassan Khosrowshahi arrived in Vancouver as a refugee from Iran after his family lost everything in the revolution. Most people would have paused, but Hassan saw an opportunity. In 1982, he opened a single electronics store, Future Shop, and tapped into Canada's home technology boom. The big box store exploded, selling TVs, stereos, and computers, becoming the dominant electronics retailer in the country by the mid-1990s. In 2001, he sold Future Shop to Best Buy for $580 million. Not to retire, but to start a new chapter. Through Purse's holdings, Hassan diversified into real estate and private equity, building developments like Westwood Plateau and Coquitlam. His story isn't just about wealth, it's about resilience. From refugee to multi-billionaire, Hassan quietly gives back to the community, funding scholarships and projects without fanfare. Today, his influence spans real estate, retail, and philanthropy. The man who started with a single store now touches the lives of thousands daily, embodying the immigrant dream in Vancouver. Dennis Chip Wilson. And now, a man who basically defined Vancouver's wellness culture. Dennis Chip Wilson founded Lululemon Athletica here in Kitsilano. He noticed a problem in the late 90s. Cotton yoga clothes were terrible for sweaty workouts. The solution? Stylish, technical athletic gear that sold a lifestyle, not just pants. Chip amassed $6.8 billion as Lululemon shot from that one store to over 700 globally. Money is not the only factor. A 15,000 square feet icon of Vancouver luxury, his Point Grey waterfront property demonstrates how his vision influenced both fashion and real estate. The first store drew yoga lovers and wellness seekers alike, becoming a center for community as opposed to just a commercial. With his holding firm Hold It, he invests in apparel, real estate, and private equity, solidifying his position as a kingmaker in the luxury and lifestyle sectors. Chip's narrative shows how one idea grounded in culture and community may reverberate across the world and leave a clear mark on his neighborhood. Joseph Tsai. And here's a figure whose reach spans continents. Joseph Tsai was born in Taiwan, earned a law degree at Yale, and chose Vancouver as his Canadian home. His story isn't about building a local empire, it's about bridging east and west. As executive vice chairman and now chairman of Alibaba, Tsai helped turn the e-commerce giant into a global powerhouse, crafting the corporate and financial backbone behind Jack Ma's vision. However, its impact goes far beyond technology. With the Brooklyn Nets of the NBA and the New York Liberty of the WNBA under his ownership, Tsai is a major professional athlete. His Vancouver house represents the attraction the city has for global millionaires, a haven with stability, quality of life, and a foothold in North America. Most of his riches come from outside, but his presence elevates Vancouver's position in world capital networks. For locals, it's a reminder that wealth in the city is international, not just local. Jim Pattison. And at number 1, we have someone whose empire touches nearly every part of daily life in British Columbia. Jim Pattison's journey began in Saskatchewan during the Great Depression. His family moved to East Vancouver seeking opportunity, and young Jim worked any job he could find, delivering newspapers, picking fruit, even hotel page work. Dropping out of UBC, he discovered his knack for sales and opened a single Pontiac dealership in 1961 with a $40,000 bank loan secured by his home and insurance. From that one lot grew the Jim Pattison Group, the second largest privately held company in Canada, generating $14 to $16 billion annually with 45,000 employees. The empire spans Save-On Foods, Urban Fare, Price Smart Foods, auto dealerships, media, Pattison Outdoor Billboards, Ripley's Believe It or Not, Guinness World Records, and Ocean Brand Seafood. Pattison isn't just about profit. His $75 million donation to St. Paul's Hospital created the Jim Pattison Medical Center, cementing his legacy. At 96 26, he still runs for office. His story is rags to riches, local to the core, and constantly reinvested, making him the economic bedrock of Vancouver and BC. Vancouver's wealth is more than numbers. It's families shaping culture, commerce, and community. From arts and retail to sports, tech, and healthcare, these dynasties touch every part of life. Next time you see the skyline, stores, or arenas, you'll know the families behind it all. Like, share, and subscribe for more.